Welcome back to my podcast. This is Subbu. Today I have guest Feyzi, and in 2025 this is my first podcast. I'm super excited to talk to Feyzi. He has so much experience. I'm going to learn a lot in this podcast, and I hope you will also do the same. Before I ask more questions, I actually want to ask him to introduce himself.
Hi Subbu, it's great to be your first guest in 2025. We are a quarter of a century into the next century, which is phenomenal. Where did all the time go?
It's scary.
So, name is Feyzi Fatehi. I serve as the CEO and chairman of Corent Technology. I call it the biggest small software company in the world. Small, we are like 175 people. Biggest because we believe we make the biggest impact. We are about to disrupt the most disruptive technology in human history, and that's the software industry. So how exciting is that?
It is exciting. Yeah, I love disruptions. I want to hear more. But having said that, this is something I always think through. Being an entrepreneur, my work day is interesting, but I'm always curious how other typical CEOs work day or day in the life of a CEO on a work week looks like. How is your work week?
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. Okay. Because when I was an engineer, software developer, engineer, it had its own rhyme and reason. You knew what project you're working on, what's the next stage. You're in design, you're in architecture, you're in coding, you're in QA. As a CEO, you wake up in the morning and you see like 45 emails. Some of them are urgent, some of them are important, some of them are from Australia, the other one from Europe, the other one from the neighborhood, and you got to deal with it. You got to immediately prioritize. You got to put it into different buckets. You got to align with your vision and come up very quickly for your intention for the day. Okay. What are the most important goals I want to achieve? Daniel Pink, recently I saw he has this video, you got to do the MIT. Most important thing. MIT. Another friend says, eat the frog first. Do the most difficult task of the day first. Get it over with. So the most impactful that serves the intention of the day. You got to move the ball forward and be intentional. Be on top of it. Every minute of the day becomes a joy because you're playing the game and you want to win. You got to get to the goal. You're kicking the ball, you pass it to someone else, they pass it back to you. Yeah. You may be talking to a general counsel on legal matters, CFO on finance matters, CTO on technology, call with a partner who is aligning with you on technology, another one aligning with you on go-to-market. Never a boring moment.
You started off about prioritization. That is pretty important, I totally understand. But how does you pack your work week? Like, for instance, from Monday to Friday, how is the ups and downs look like, or is it just pretty flat?
Yeah, there's so much you can plan, and then you got to be responsive to things that happen, and you absolutely had no idea. For example, yesterday, a senior executive at AWS called me, Feyzi, I want you in Seattle on Monday. The entire plans goes away. You have to prepare. They have invited 12 executives to fly in to meet with me and my colleagues. Then you have to completely reprioritize everything else because of the importance, because how pivotal and critical it is. So you plan, but be completely flexible to change on just a 2-minute call. And that's beautiful. You're focused on making great things happen. You constantly reprioritize.
So it sounds like it's a mix of traveling, prioritizing, handling the key things, all those things. How do you balance between personal life and work here?
First of all, who said we got to balance?
Okay.
I think it's a fallacy. People talk about balance.
Yeah.
Who said we got to have balance? You know, it's just too much of a good thing. Maybe it's good. So the whole balance thing, I believe, is a fallacy. But you have to have your intentional priorities. Okay. Whether it's your own meditation, your own being grounded, energized, positive, clear thinking, your own health, your family, your society, your community, how do you participate, and your aspirational business goals. Okay. And the word balance, I don't buy into it, but you gotta make things happen based on a broader, bigger plan.
Got it. So how much of it is split between internal What's this external? Because that's one big struggle for me too, because you have to take care of your internal stakeholders, internal alignment, internal prioritization, as well as external facing activities too. Is it predictable? You can plan it out properly, or is it just you go with the flow?
You intentionally go with the flow. Okay. My intention is to be inside out. My life, my work, my strategy. At the same time, most people are outside in. They let the outside things that happen influence them. For example, competition. A competition-driven life is you let the outside event control you.
Okay.
Inside out is you come up with a vision, you really believe in that vision. It's inside out. That's your gift to the world. You move from that inside out, from your vision. It's a visionary, inspirational drive. At the same time, you keep an eye on the outside events. But you don't let the outside event drive you. You influence the outside event. You decide which one to ignore, which one to pay attention to, without losing track of your inside out. That's your intention. That's who you are. That's your philosophy. That's your values. That's your vision.
How do you make sure you can have fun in between? Like I know as entrepreneur, I enjoy working. Mm-hmm. So I enjoy the innovation that's happening and all those things. That's great. But of course, there should be other type of fun as well.
Right.
What are the things that you would do to keep yourself excited?
Yeah. First, let's look at the definition of fun or happiness. A lot of people say life is pursuit of happiness. And then when you ask them, what is happiness? They pause.
Yeah.
One of my mentors and coaches of 20 years, Marshall Goldsmith, defines happiness as when meaningful work is combined with playfulness.
Yeah.
So if you can gamify your work, okay, it's like game is to win and get that thing or finish your playing backgammon, whomever takes all the tokens out first. You can gamify. You want to make $1 million of revenue this month. Why don't we play that game of getting a 1 million? Have that playfulness, reframing it as a game. A friend of mine, I was talking with her last night, we said, let's Zenify. You look at it as Zen.
It's more like a strategy game.
Calmness, beauty, being grounded, making sense, be aligned with your vision, be aligned with your internal good forces. And it's like Michael Dell's book, Be Nice But Win.
So is your weekend packed of work as well, or do you do something else?
To me, the weekend is an outside in. Somebody decided that Saturday or Sunday are weekends.
Yeah.
Monday is work day.
Well,
I can change that. Yeah.
Got it. But the rest of the world is taking a break though on weekends.
You're right. But I don't have to. But I can reprioritize. I can be aligned with the rest of the world as well.
Yeah.
So what I do is I always, as CEO of a global bleeding edge startup, you always have work to do. You can prioritize maybe the work that are more intense, you do it on weekdays. Work that are more long-term, strategic, setting the goal, taking a step back, looking at the big picture so you don't lose that perspective, you do it over the weekend. And again, when meaningful work is playful, it's fun, it's happiness. And yeah, I love to go play golf with my daughter, with some friends. I love to go hiking, go to the beach, go play tennis, go work out in the gym. Mm-hmm. And I blend all of them as much as I can. So it's a more of a 360 holistic life.
I think you hit one of the key points. Unintentionally, on weekends, of course I do the hikes in beautiful hills over here. That's when I try to unwind and get some new ideas on how to solve an existing problem or a long-term problem. As I'm just hiking, thinking through, I start to uncover new solutions.
Yes.
Because otherwise on a weekdays, I'm just chasing meeting after meeting, just trying to get stuff done. But on the weekends, the walks and hikes help me a lot. But that's actually my next question too. Mm-hmm. So you mentioned about stepping back and planning during weekends. Can you elaborate on that? Give maybe one scenario. Here is how I'd step back and kind of plan it out.
Yeah, beautiful. Speaking of doing hikes and everything, lucky to be close to the coastline. So watching this masterful show every single day called Sunset. Not two of them are the same.
Yeah.
And so beautiful to take a walk and absorb the nature and what is happening on our very small planet in all the galaxies we live in. It's just magical. And I learned from a friend that get up in the morning and watch the sun rise, and that's another masterful painting by the nature. And I take pictures, and I think of a friend, and I text them, said, I was thinking of you, this is a beautiful sunset, beautiful sunrise, and being blended into it. But as to your question about how does this stepping back works, yeah, I put it into two categories. What we know and we want to plan for, stepping back and refine it and polish it. Okay. And then the most fun thing for me is you don't know what you don't know. Okay. Allow new ideas come to you. And that's where when you totally relax and you quiet the mind, that's basically meditation. And they say prayer is when you talk to God, meditation is when you let God to talk to you. You're quiet enough and you let things come to you, and all of a sudden the most brilliant ideas show themselves. It wasn't something that you were planning to sit down and work on this product strategy or that go-to-market strategy. Some brand new idea shows up because you relax enough and let the ideas download great ideas and missions and sources of inspiration.
When you say step back, can I assume that, okay, you're going down a path, you probably want to step back for a second and see, is this the right idea, or should I try something else? Or is this aligning with my vision? Is that a fair way to assume, or is it something else?
It's actually a beautiful way to assume, to ensure alignment. For example, we state our vision, and then we get so involved in tactics and strategy. And at some point, you gotta step back. Is our tactics and even a strategy aligned with the vision?
Okay.
Sometimes there could be a discrepancy there, and that could be the source of friction, the source of anxiety, stress. And when alignment happens, flow happens. When flow happens, you feel it. It's just like you walk on, air. You flow, and people comment about it. So, Feyzi, was it something you were drinking? Jokingly, what did you smoke? This was fantastic, energetic, inspiring, because it all comes from inside out.
This helps a lot, and I've done a lot of hikes. I also take a lot of pictures. The view from Laguna Hills versus Dana Point, and these are all just beautiful.
Amazing.
Yes, beautiful.
You're lucky to live in such a beautiful area.